This is Sports Sound.
That is a beautiful finish!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
Hello from Ibrox and welcome to our wall-to-wall coverage of Rangers against Dundee United, and it could be a momentous day for Danny Rule and his team if he can get what he wants out of this one. Rangers have to win this and keep on winning. Could the title be theirs at the end of the season? You get the feeling we're going to have quite a few twists and turns before that is all sorted out. But it's such a big opportunity today for Rangers to win this one and to go to the top of the top flight in Scotland for the first time in more than 2 years. It's an incredible start. March 2024, when Rangers were ranked the best team in the country in terms of league position. Against Dundee United today, coming off on the other side of the international break, that big win against Celtic at Tannadice, and not surprisingly Jim Goodwin goes for continuity in his team selection. Today it is that team and those subs that started that one a fortnight ago who will start this one at Ibrox against Rangers. It's Hearts on 66, it's Rangers on 63, it's Celtic on 61. And you dare not take your eyes off this title race for a moment, or it will be all liable to change around. Hearts setting the pace, but they will have to give way to Rangers if Danny Rule's team come out on top in this one. It would be goal difference that would send Rangers to the top of the top 12. Livingston Hearts tomorrow, Dundee Celtic after that. But for now, here it's eyes down on Rangers against Dundee United. I said continuity for the Tannadice team as we get underway, and John Beaton is the referee. Well, it's much changed. Rangers off to a sprightly start, attacking down the right side. Ross Graham covering across, unable to get his left foot wrapped around the ball to send it out for a throw-in. So it's going to be a corner for Rangers, Derek, in the opening seconds.
It's poor from Graham, right from the kick-off. Rangers showing their intent, really direct, just Butland thumped the ball forward, but you've got to defend better than that. And United under pressure so early on in the game.
So corner kick, right-hand side, right from kick-off. In comes the in-swinger. Lucas Stevenson got his head to it. Ajay completing the clearance for Dundee United. Looking for a wee fashion note from you here, Derek. Is that beige? Is that all beige Dundee United are playing in? How would you describe that?
Well, when you're thinking about the age that me and you are, I would veer into a bit of beige in this day and age, have you not?
That just about rhymes as well, to be honest. Yeah. They're changed strip, Rangers in their usual colours.
To answer your question, I'm not sure, but it looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. I quite like it myself.
You're liking it, okay. And Dundee United managed to navigate that corner kick they conceded.
I tell you what, Rob, as well. Sorry to come in there because what an opportunity, and Olsen, get the delivery right. I mean, set pieces massive for Rangers. I thought it was actually a poor delivery, hitting the first man, so that's inexcusable.
Right, what an opportunity to ask a question inside the opening minute of the match, but he failed to get it beyond the first man, and that first man was Lucas Stevenson heading it away for Dundee United, who play the ball up to Max Waters, and he does really well to take that in. It was awkward and he gathered it in nicely, and that will give him a bit of confidence early on up top for Dundee United, who are getting a feel of the ball early on after conceding that early corner kick. I was in the middle of saying same again Dundee United, and much changed Rangers. 4 changes for the home team. Here goes Farrugia. Neil Farrugia on the attack for Dundee United. He gets down the right side of the box, and his cutback could well have produced the opening goal. It was missed by Waters. Maybe it was a fraction behind him, it looked a massive chance for Waters to open the scoring.
Yeah, it should have been 1-0. Dundee United, quite simple as that. Ashgard in the middle of the park, you know, it's a 50-50. I think it's Sefchi. He loses out, they break forward. I tell you what, it's a wonderful ball. He just doesn't get the connection. Looked at a little bit of lack of confidence, but a great chance for United.
Scott Olsen attacking down the right side, and comes the cross ball. What an opportunity. Well, should have been Waters scoring at one end, should have been Ryan Dundee getting his first Premiership goal for Rangers at the other end. It was a free header, he's glanced it, you wondered if it was going to sneak in, it's gone wide.
And it should have been Rob. Mikey Moore, what a wonderful ball. You know, he's playing in this left hand side, but he drifts into that right wing area. I tell you what, he's so precise with the cross. I think he's got to be busting the net with that. I think he's got to hit the target. I don't know why he glances it. I think you just put your head on it, get as much power, keep it down if you can. He keeps it down, but is he trying to be too accurate, too precise with the header? I think you just put it in target with a bit of power and it's in the back of the net. So what a great start of the game.
Lots of eyes on Ryan Nadiri here today with Jamiti on the bench, and he the furthest player forward for Rangers, looking to make an impact, looking to make an impression, looking to get his first league goal, and chances don't come much better than that one for the 22-year-old German striker. And you're just wondering what's happening inside his head at the moment, because that was such a good chance to be putting Rangers 1-0 in front. Hibs are ahead early at Easter Road against Kilmarnock. Owen Helding has got them ahead against relegation threatened Kilmarnock. We should have been either 1-0 United or 1-0 Rangers, or maybe 1-1. Such was the quality of the early opportunities, but it's still goalless as Mikey Moore goes down in the middle of the pitch. It didn't seem like an awful lot, the Chevet challenge, but the free kick is given by John Beaton. Falkirk have gone ahead at Fir Park, and guess who? It's Barney Stewart who scored again. So 1-0 there for Falkirk, 1-0 Hibs, goalless here, and a free kick, no angle on it, Derek, it's right in the middle of the pitch.
No, I'm pretty sure Ashgard earlier on in the season hit one from round about that range and put it right into the top corner. You can see that he fancies it. I think it's Olsen as well who's round about it, but I think Ashgard, he's took charge, he's placing the ball.
Well, this is fully 35 yards, isn't it?
Yeah, but he has scored from that range. He is capable. I think he is going to go direct.
It's Ashgard with the curling, dipping right footer, and solidly behind it was Ashley Maynard. Brewer just parrying it away, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, it was always comfortable for the keeper. Yeah, you're right, Rob. It was far out, but he done the right thing. Got his shot on target.
Well, it's a lively start. Chances at both ends as the ball is into the Dundee United box again. Raskan trying to slip a pass into the area. Chevet navigates it away for United. Now Ager alongside him in that midfield area. Really good header from Farrugia, controlling it for Lucas Stevenson. Right side for Dundee United, who've looked pretty composed when they've put a few passes together, and already Farrugia has got into a really good area, and his cutback should really, it looked certainly from here, should have been converted by Waters, who put a few goals away early in the season, but more recently it's been a struggle for Dundee United's main striker. Rangers 0, Dundee United 0 on BBC Radio Scotland. Such a massive match, Derek, and you can feel around the ground that the stakes are high.
Yeah, and there's an expectation on Rangers, you know, to go deliver this afternoon, but what we're witnessing at the moment is a pretty confident, comfortable Dundee United side, unchanged side from that team that beat Celtic, so they're going to have a go. I was wondering that. I was wondering whether they were going to maybe sit back, allow Rangers to dictate most of the play, but no. As soon as they get possession of the ball, the intent is to get forward and try and hurt Rangers, and they've already produced a wonderful opportunity with Waters. As I sat, Rob, got to be honest with you, see, the more you think about it, you're sitting here, you know, you're 6-7 yards out. If he makes any decent sort of contact, the ball's in the back of the net.
ended up coming off a Rangers defender and spinning into the gloves of Butland, but Max Waters was scratching his head afterwards, wondering why he didn't make more of that opportunity. Anyway, Rangers 0, Dundee United 0, and it's the third meeting of the season between these two, and the previous ones have both ended up 2 goals each, and Rangers have needed late goals in both to rescue a point. On the ball for United, Yovu, right side of the back three, then Stevenson, who batters the ball off Trikwani just underneath us, and out for a throw-in for the Tannadice team, still holding out those faint hopes of catching Falkirk. But of course, all Falkirk would need today would be a point out of that game at Motherwell to ensure top 6, and they're already a goal up thanks to Barney Stewart. His scoring exploits have been absolutely incredible, Derek, when you consider he scored 8 on loan at Dunfermline in the Championship in the first half of the campaign, and now he's topped that number for Falkirk in the Premiership.
Yeah, and it just shows you when you allow young players to go out on loan, get first team football, you know, he's learned a hell of a lot. And he's a class act, you know, and you sometimes wonder, we're all talking about the Scotland squad, you know, sometimes players, you know, that are in form, that are hitting the back of net, you know, why they're not given the chance, but, you know, he's certainly doing the business for Falkirk.
Throw in left side for Dundee United, Will Ferry with it, helped on by Waters, but it drops comfortably to Nasser Jiga at the back alongside John Suter. He's moved left side of the central defensive pairing. Jiga with Manny Fernandez on the bench. 4 changes for Rangers, just the one enforced change with Tour Romans injured in training. On the ball, Mikey Moore, and that tends to excite the Rangers fans. Good challenge from Yuri Yovu of United. He reckoned the ball went out off Moore, but the officials say that is a Rangers throw-in, which Jayden Makoma will take in towards Nadiri. Couldn't control it. Dundee United, though, making a bit of a hash of trying to play the ball out down the line in the end from Stevenson and flicked out of play by Farrugia.
You can see already with Nadiri, you know, the way of the role that he's had in this Rangers side so far this season, you know, he's always wanted to come to the ball. You know, they need a kind of focal point, Rangers. So there's a lot of onus and a little bit of rotation in there. You've got Asgard, you've got Moore, you've got Olsen, so they've got to, you know, if Nadiri has come to the ball, they've got to break their neck to get forward, to give the players, you know, the Rangers players in the blue, an option. You can just see it's so natural in his game, he just gets dragged towards the ball. Really
poor pass from Mikey Moore. Maybe he didn't see the beige in front of him because there were about 2 or 3 Dundee United players in the way, and he played it straight to them, and they are still in possession of the ball. Stevenson to skipper Ross Graham in the middle of the defensive setup. Ajay stays calm, plays the ball up to Waters. It's a clattering challenge from Nasser Jiga. He holds his hands up saying, I got the ball there. John Beaton doesn't see it that way.
I think it's a wonderful tackle. He wins the ball cleanly. Yeah, there's contact because it is a contact sport.
Yep.
So I don't get it. And we're going to go with beige. Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
I can't see how that's a foul when he wins the ball so cleanly. I don't get
no.
it. But it's a good opportunity for United to get the ball forward into that box, but Rangers keeping a high line.
Free kick on halfway, Will Ferry with it. He angles it out towards the left-hand side. Maybe he's wishing now he played it more directly towards the penalty box, because Ross Graham doesn't get contact on it, and the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side. And that was an opportunity for United to be potentially threatening Rangers defensively. It stays goalless at Ibrox on BBC Radio Scotland on a day that Rangers have to win.
I think Jim Goodwin would be really disappointed with that. You know, and Rangers keep such a high line. You know, there was an opportunity for United just to play a wee short free kick, you know, and then get at them. You know, as soon as that happens, everything, the whole picture in front of you for United, it changes. You know, you would see the Rangers players retreating into the box. So sometimes players, I know they get instructions from managers, but sometimes just think for yourself, you know, be a little bit more cute and clever.
The ball is with Nico Raskan in between the two centre-backs. United pressing, and the ball goes back to Jack Butland, who tries to flight it into the midfield for Scott Olsen, but he was dallying on the ball, and Will Ferry got there first, and he darts towards the edge of the penalty box, and now he looks for support alongside. It's Lucas Stevenson who balloons the cross way beyond everyone, and it's going to go out on the far side. That was disappointing for Dundee United, because Ferry had done so well against Scott Olsen, who was static.
Yeah, that's a couple of times. That was, when I look at that Rangers side, that's just a little worry, because Ashgard already has been robbed of the ball in that midfield area. Olsen now, and what they do, United, they break on Rangers very quickly. So it's a slight worry for Rangers, but I think Jim Goodwin, having a little look at that, he knows his side are good at winning the second balls. They've got a little bit more physicality in the middle of the park, so something just to digest for the Rangers manager, that.
Foul by Ross Graham on Ryan Nadiri, just got too tight to him. In fact, it was Yuri Yovu who made the challenge. Free kick given against him. Now, Dundee United will be pretty encouraged with the start they've made in the match, you would say.
Yeah, no, as I said, they've came here, they've been playing pretty well of late, and you know, it was a magnificent result against Celtic, wasn't it? So they're a confident side. There's another one they're winning in the middle of the park.
Chukwani caught in the ball this time. Chevet needed to get the pass away quicker, the Dundee United midfielder, having done the difficult bit, and Rangers have it back, but the passing is really loose. Rangers lacking any real fluency getting forward. At Easter Road, Hibs have gone 2 up against Kilmarnock. It's Felix Paslak who has scored their second goal, so that is some start to the game by David Gray's team, looking to strengthen their position in 5th place in the Premiership and maybe get closer to Motherwell in 4th. Motherwell, of course, are a goal down at home to Falkirk, so could be interesting if those results were to stay the same. The ball is back with Jack Butland, and you've heard the groans once or twice already in the background from the Rangers fans as their team have been less than precise with their passing.
Yeah, but then you look at United, I think in the middle of the park, you know, they're winning all those second balls. That's not just down to physicality, that's anticipation. That's been quite clever, and knowing when the player's just about to pop a pass off, you're already on the way. So they've done that, 3-4 times already. So Rangers, if they're going to play through the lines, they've got to be a hell of a lot better than what they have been so far.
Dundee United will feel they've got themselves dug into this game early on. 15 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Dundee United 0. United surely safe from any thoughts of slipping down the table into relegation trouble, as Asgard has shown a yellow card for his challenge in an aerial tussle. Dundee United with a man down, and John Beaton didn't like that challenge.
No, I'd have to have a look at it again. You know, I mean, Asgard, he's going to be under pressure now, obviously. I think he's struggling a little bit because he's playing more in that midfield berth, and he's been swamped with those beige jerseys, not enjoying it. Olsen as well, who's drifting in from that wide area, don't think he's enjoying it.
VAR have had a look at it and confirmed that yellow is the right decision, because I think some of the Dundee United players were having a word in John Beaton's ear and saying maybe that was worse than a yellow. But a booking it is for Asgard.
Yeah, and I've already, you look at that midfield area, I've already been saying, you know, you look at Olsen, you've got Asgard, you've got Moore in there, you know, real ball players that like to go on the ball, little trickery about them, but I think Rangers could do with maybe a Barron, another natural midfielder in there, because it looks as if it's more of a little bit of a battle at the moment, and Dundee United are winning it, you got to say. Yeah. They've had good moments. This is another great opportunity with a set piece. Was that about 40 yards out, right hand side at the angle? So certainly Jim Goodwin will be looking for better from this area.
Here's the free kick, Stevenson to Fata, right hand side. He takes it short. Now it's Amar Fata. looking to make something happen. Rolls it back out. Stevenson whips in the cross ball. Knocked down by Ross Graham. Not quite for Max Waters. Butland gets there first. And Rangers on the counter with a man down. And I think the Rangers fans now looking for John Beaton to level things up with a yellow card heading Dundee United's way, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, a couple of thumping challenges, but the ball's there to be won, and why not? You know, Rangers, when it comes to this physicality that they're up against, the fans certainly don't like it, but it's part of the game. You know, you've got to go on with it and try and match that, and United are winning that battle at the moment.
Here come Dundee United on the attack. Stevenson to the byline, but the ball beats him out of play. Danny Rule is furious down on the touchline. He's ranting towards the fourth official because he reckoned there was at least one bad challenge as Rangers tried to counter there. I think the challenge was on Sterling, and he expected that to be greeted with a yellow card. John Beaton thinking no.
Rob, there's contact, and obviously in both challenges. The first one, it was, you know, you could argue shoulder to shoulder. Was an intent to hurt the player? I don't think there was from the United player. And you know, the second one, away down that the far end from us, you know, over on that right hand side from Rangers' perspective. I just think it's players going for the ball. Yeah. I think, you know, and this is what obviously Rangers support at the moment are not too happy, but sometimes you've got to meet fire with fire, and Rangers are coming up second best at the moment in that respect.
19 minutes gone, Rangers 0, Dundee United 0. It's compelling stuff in the first phase of this game. Ross Graham battling for a header against Ryan Nadiri. Free kick given against him. Now I don't think there's anything in that at all, the challenge on the German striker.
I thought there was a push.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a the reason I'm laughing, because I was looking at John Beaton. He can see it, I can see it. I'm 50 yards away. I'm surprised you didn't see that.
Well,
yeah, there was a clear push.
There's contact, but it's what you were saying. Yeah, there's contact.
And I'm looking at it, but I thought that time it was a push. But what I was looking at John Beaton, he's looking for the advantage. You know, I think Rangers would take this all day, a free kick, you know, just to relieve a little bit of pressure, because United are better of it at the moment, so a chance for Rangers to get the ball into the box.
Rangers could do with a breakthrough. Asgard plays it in, and again the fans are on his back because he didn't get it beyond Will Ferry, who's one of the smallest players on the pitch, and he was comfortably able to hit that one away. Here come Dundee United now on the counter. A spin from Fata, and he flights the ball out wide for Stevenson. Takes it down, rolls it back. Yovu with a cross ball, great ball in, looking for the head of Max Waters, who got his head to it, but enough of a challenge against him from Giga to ensure that header flashed well wide.
Yeah, but any time a cross from United goes into the box, United win the first contact. You know, Waters gets his head on it, not enough on it, you know, to cause Butland any problems. But any time that ball was in that Rangers box, it's a United player that get their head on it. I think I would think Danny Rowe's he's got a wee issue here, because Asgard, he's devoid of confidence. He's not playing well. We're only 23 minutes in. Sometimes you need to make big decisions. He's on that yellow card. I think Rangers are being physically outfought in the middle of the park. I think they need a Diamandi or a Barron in there.
And there's been nothing so far in the wide areas for Rangers at all. Scott Olsen has been pretty anonymous.
No, and he's drifting in. He's been caught in the ball once or twice. He's used to the ball when he's been on it. It's not been the greatest, I've got to be honest with you. So I think something's got to give. And that's why I'm saying I think Danny Rowe's got a decision to make, because in the middle of the park, United, there's another one. But good challenge.
Yep.
He wins the ball fairly. There is contact. Thankfully, John Beaton waves play on.
Yeah, that was Yovu on Asgard, who picks himself back up. Rangers in possession inside their own half with Suter and now Raskan. The midfielder crossing halfway, pings one out to Magoma on the touchline. Jayden Magoma against Lucas Stevenson, finds a half yard for the cross, and the ripple of applause means that's taken a nick off the on loan Liverpool player, and it's gone behind for a Rangers corner kick goalless midway through the first half at Ibrox. Rangers with the chance to go top of the Premiership, but they'll need to up their performance levels on what we've seen so far.
And so with the ball boys, a bit slow in getting the ball to Olsen there. It's been the story of Rangers in this first 24 minutes. They've been second best for most part, but it's an opportunity for them to create something from a corner kick.
Corner left hand side, Scott Olsen with the outswinger. It's another really poor delivery, and Carestes was very comfortably able to head that away.
You know, I've got somebody sitting quite close to me that I used to play with here, Ian McCall. I heard him a few weeks ago talking about it's not that difficult to put a cross into a box, into a certain area. I was listening, I started laughing because I tend to agree with him. You know, that's a set piece, there's no pressure, just put it in between the sticks, 6 yards out, not difficult. But that's the second or third time that Olsen and Ashgard as well got to bring him into the equation. You know, it's just not good enough.
And these are the basics, Derek.
Absolutely.
Mikey Moore chips one into the box, angled towards the run of Nadiri, but his line comes Ashley Maynard-Brewer to make a pretty comfortable save of it, and there's been nothing for either keeper to do so far, despite those early chances for Waters at one end and then Nadiri at the other, all in the opening couple of minutes of the game. Winning the ball not far from us, Yuri Yovu. Back it goes from Graham to Maynard-Brewer, and he hammers it in behind Migoma. It's a really good ball from the goalkeeper to find Lucas Stevenson in towards the corner flag, and the ball goes out off Migoma. He just booted it left-footed down the field, Maynard-Brewer, but he knew exactly what he was doing, and it was in behind the Rangers left back into a really good area.
But that's it, you've just said it, Rob, play it into an area, you know, and you're hoping, you know, if you're not going to get possession of the ball, you're going to win yourself a throw-in or even a free kick in those areas. So they've got a throw-in, they use a long throw, so dangerous moment for Rangers.
It's Will Ferry to fling the ball in for Dundee United, cleared near post, and Asgard hooks it away at the edge of the area. Scott Olsen in pursuit, but back it goes to Ashley Maynard-Brewer, who again angles it towards the right side. Ross Graham is still up there to nod the ball forward. Giga doing the defending for Rangers. Ajay winning the header for Dundee United. Forward it goes, headed away by Suter, picked up by Raskan, and now Dujon Sterling is powering down the right hand side and looking to build up a connection with Andreas Scott Olsen, who's held at bay by Ferry, and you can hear the reaction again from the Rangers fans who don't feel they're getting enough from the Danish winger.
Well, Robbie, you know, he's 35 yards from goal. You've got a chance to get it. The opposition, he chooses what, you know, he checks back, plays a simple pass. This is why he's came here, you know, to produce that little bit of magic in the final third, you know, which wins you titles. But so far he's been way off it. You know, you hate to be too critical, but there is one or two Rangers players out there at the moment, and they're way under par.
The Rangers fans are on his case, Scott Olsen, there's no doubt about it. Every time he gets the ball, they're ready to groan at him. Here he is again, linking with Sterling. The cross ball in, Graham got his head to it, came off Nadiri, almost popped up as a chance for Rangers before Dundee United scramble it clear. Fata out on the left-hand side, finds a pass in field for Chevet, shrugging off a couple of challenges. Sending it forward for Farrugia, prodded towards Stevenson, right side of the penalty box. Back out for Neil Farrugia. It was on his left foot, but the shot is blocked and it spins up and it's taken by Butland.
It's good play from United because once they win possession of the ball, they break on Rangers really quickly. And there was a 2v2 situation there, but it comes again. Olsen wide on the right hand side. You know, he's up against the fullback. Go and take him on. Go and take it. He doesn't, you know, he obviously play a little ball to Sterling, who's on the overlap. Then Sterling is out of the equation in terms of he's out of position. That's why United break on them. But Olsen's got to get the ball, and he's got to be a little bit more direct. Not a little bit, a big bit, I should say.
Max Waters picking the ball up, played forward by Ferry. Here's Will Ferry again with a cross ball, looking to switch it across to Stevenson. Headed away by Migoma, picked up by Yovu for United. This is a really good performance so far from the Tannadice team, you would have to say. Stevenson with a lovely reverse pass, and Farrugia is in behind Giga, and he tamely passes it into the gloves of Butland, unable to pick out one of his teammates. What an opportunity that was.
I tell you, it's a brilliant run from Farrugia. Why does he not just hit that with power, you know, across the goal? It was such a tame effort. But yeah, I tell you what, Rob, I'm enjoying this United performance. They're playing some good football, they've got that physicality, they're breaking with pace, everything that Rangers should be. But no, they've came here, they're playing with confidence, and they fancy this.
It's Andrea Scholes attacking down the right hand side. Ferry blocks the cross, back it goes to Sterling. Thought about the cross, flicked it instead, gets it back on the byline. Dujon Sterling, and the sliding challenge sends the ball behind. It will be a Rangers corner kick. Backtracking was Fata to make sure that cross didn't get into the box.
I'm just looking at the two of them, Ashgard and Olsen. They're looking at each other. Who's going to take the corner kick? They said they don't want to take responsibility. You know, this is where when you play in front of a packed house, there's an expectation on you. You've got to have a little bit more belief in yourself, you know, in the quality that you have.
Asgard with the outswinging corner kick again. It falls into that category of a really poor delivery. Gets it back in open play. A chance maybe to make amends for the Norwegian. It's Asgard onto his right foot. It's clawed away by Ashley Maynard Brewer. But picking up the pieces was Ryan Nadiri to touch that ball in for his first league goal for Rangers. Is 1-0.
Yeah, we're waiting on the check, but it was. Listen, I've been critical of him so far, so I should say. But Ashgard, it's a poor corner kick, but he wins possession of the ball, drifts past the player. I tell you what, it's a wonderful strike, good save, but there was Nadiri. Nadiri just hovering round about that right hand post and just,
Yeah, the check's over, Derek. Goal given. It's his first Premiership goal, scored twice against Queen's Park in the Scottish Cup, but he was alive to the possibilities there. Maynard Brewer needed to deal with it better. He clawed it up in the air. Could he have touched it over the top? Could he have got out of harm's way?
Yeah, I think with it, there was a hell of a lot of power on the shot, so you just deflect it over the bar, don't you? And you concede the corner kick, but he doesn't do that. He palms it into an area in the 6-yard box, and Nadiri is alive to the situation, and it's a simple goal in the end up. So you could argue it's against the run of play. Rangers take the lead.
That was exactly the phrase that was in my mind there, Derek, against the run of play. It's maybe not entirely accurate, but Dundee United have had a lot of the first half hour here at Ibrox. They've had big opportunities. Rangers have been sloppy, and Rangers will be really relieved to have got that big breakthrough.
Absolutely, and you're right to say, because sitting here, I've enjoyed this performance so far from United. They've been better than Rangers, and probably every aspect. Rangers really poor from set pieces, but it just takes one little bit of magic, and that was Ashgard, you know, drifting past 1-2 players. Good shot, it's on target, but yeah, it's a mistake from the keeper. He should be putting it by for a corner kick. He doesn't, and they pay the price.
Given away, lost again, possession by Rangers between Chukwani and Scholes, getting in a complete mess, the pair of them. Dundee United have been unable to punish Rangers so far. That's been a key element of the match. They've certainly had opportunities, and they find themselves now a goal down at Ibrox in a game that, of course, can send Rangers to the top of the league.
Yeah, but if they're going to continue in this fashion the way they have this afternoon, they're a goal ahead, but they've been pretty poor in my opinion. So you know, Jim Goodwin, he's down there, he's having a look out there and thinking, why in heaven is my team behind? You can just see him, he's going, why are we behind? But it only takes a moment in football, and it can kill you. But yeah, United have been played so well so far this afternoon, but they're a goal behind. But Rangers have got to be a lot better. I still think the manager, Danny Rule, I think he's got to make changes. Clearly there's one or two positions that it's not working, i.e. in the wide area. Olsen, he's been poor again, 34 minutes gone, he's done absolutely nothing. Asgard, yeah, plays his part in the goal there, but he just looks out of sorts in the middle of the park in terms of that physicality. And it's crazy to say that when you look at Asgard. What is he, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah.
Looks a real athlete, but does he have that, that mentality, that fight for the battle? He certainly doesn't, but but Danny Rule will feel his side are very fortunate to be one goal up at the moment.
It's going to be interesting to see the goal back, Derek, because was the Asgard shot good enough, so good, that was all the goalkeeper could do with it? I don't think so. I think instinctively you think he could have touched that away, touched it around the post, touched it over the crossbar, not scooped it up in the air, which was what he did. Yeah. And of course Nadiri pounced. Yeah, he couldn't grasp it, that's for sure, Rob. But it was hit with a fair bit of power. So when it's as high as that and you're just going to get your hand to it or your fingertips, just divert it, over the bar, and concede the corner kick. Just take your medicine. But don't know why he tries to get a strong hand on it, because it's only going to fall in a dangerous area, and that was a 6-yard box, and Nadiri was alive to the situation, and it's a simple tap-in and end up. Chukwani plays one into the box right down the middle. Moore was after it. Maynard Brewer off his line to wrap both gloves around it. This time Rangers 1, Dundee United 0, and 34 minutes gone at Ibrox as the United keeper thumps the ball downfield, and United will be reckoning they deserve better than this on the first half exchanges up till now, but they haven't really seized on the opportunities they've had so far, and they have certainly had quite a few mistakes to be capitalising upon. Cleared by Giga for Rangers. Onto it is Moore, angling a run into the middle of the pitch, and he fires one forward looking for the run of Sko Olsen, but it skids away from him in the end and through to Maynard Brewer.
There's just another couple of instances there, in the middle of the park, the ball's dropping, 50-50s, who wins it? It's the Dundee United players, Chevet there as well, and then when that ball's played forward from Mikey Moore, it's a decent ball. Olsen gives up the chase far too early for me, put the keeper under a little bit of pressure, he just stops his run, so he just looks out of sorts, he doesn't look a confident player at the moment, so that's why I keep saying, Danny Rule, he's a clever guy. I think he's got decisions to make.
Raskan to Mikey Moore, who cuts in off the left-hand side, gets the ball back from Nadiri into the feet of Asgard, controlled it well. Now it's Sko Olsen just outside the penalty box. Back it goes to Raskan. There were plenty of players in front of him, it seemed. Raskan's cross blocked by Ajay.
That ball wasn't meant for Raskin, that was meant for Chukwani from Olsen. It just looks devoid of confidence.
Here is Chukwani, right hand side, clips one in, it's behind everybody. Asgard stumbling, and now Max Waters striding forward for Dundee United and plays the ball wide. Well, you have to be getting the basics right, and he has his face covering his hands covering his face again, Max Waters, because that was a simple pass to Lucas Stevenson. He's put too much on it, the ball slips out for a throw-in.
Yeah, he'll be really disappointed in that. He's just got a little bit excited, driving towards goal down this right-hand side, and just the weight of the pass, he gets it all wrong, and you could see the disappointment in Stevenson's face there. It's a missed opportunity, again for United to get down the sides and get a decent ball into the box.
8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Rangers 1, Dundee United 0. The ball for Nadiri, clips it round the goalkeeper, covering across was Ross Graham. It was a tap-in for Asgard. If Ross Graham, the United captain, hadn't got there, it was so close to 2-0.
It's brilliant from Nadiri. He just comes to the ball, little spin, and it's a lovely little pass. I'm not sure who played it, but I'm thinking Nadiri, he's going to take the shot on. No, he plays it to Asgard. He's laying it on a plate for him if he is, at it, and he isn't. He's so slack.
Yep.
Just in the box, you don't get time to take a touch or two. If he moves towards the ball, he could just stroke that into the back of the net, and that's your team 2-0 up.
Farrugia to Waters for Dundee United as this game swings from one end to the other. Water gets beyond Giga, in for Farrugia, trying to backheel it from the near post. John Suter with the block, and the ball goes behind for a Dundee United corner. It's been a pretty entertaining first half.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's at the end, and it was good play from Waters. We were critical of him there, but does really well down this right hand side into the box and squares it. Cuts it back to Farrugia, just coming in at that front post area, trying that little clever kind of Cruyff flick, but they've got a corner kick out of it, and Dundee United, they have been pretty good from set pieces, unlike Rangers, so this is a good opportunity, to get back in level terms.
Yeah, plenty to throw at this with the likes of Graham and Korestes and Yovu all up from the back for this corner kick. Will Ferry fires it in right under the crossbar, glanced away. Fata gets the ball from Aje. Amar Fata, right hand side, tried to slip it in behind for Ferry. There were more simpler options, and now Rangers on the counter attack, and Mikey Moore is racing up towards the edge of the area. Cuts inside, he's maybe taken too long to get a shot away. Rolls it to the side for Migoma on his left foot, blocked by Yovu, and it's gone behind for a corner.
I'm going to say something here. You don't want to be too critical of players. I'm watching Mikey Moore bursting forward. You've got Olsen, who's the highest up the park. He doesn't want the ball robbed. He's not interested in receiving that ball one bit at all. I hate to see it. It looks as if he's actually hiding, to be honest with you. He doesn't give Mikey Moore any option whatsoever. Doesn't come to the ball, doesn't go away, doesn't change pace.
In comes the corner kick from the left-hand side. It was Telo Asgard again, and you can hear the reaction to that. Not one of his set pieces today has come close to hitting a target. Takes the throw and gets it back from Nadiri. Chipped in by Asgard. The header from the edge of the area deflected, and it's gone over the line. Maynard Brewer tried to claw it away, but it had crossed the line surely. It's Dujon Sterling who got his head to it, and it's 2-0 Rangers, and they're heading to the top of the Premiership.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. I'm actually chuckling because I can't believe how below par Rangers have been this afternoon, but it looks as if they're going to go 2 goals up at the moment. Of course it's going to get checked. The reason I'm laughing as well, because it was a header from Olsen, no conviction in it whatsoever, but I think it's Sterling just gets himself in there to direct it into the back of the net. We're still waiting to see if it's a goal. This is how I'm not a fan of VAR, because everybody within the ground, like myself, we don't know if it's a goal, so we're just waiting for that to get
Meantime, in Paisley, St Mirren 1, Aberdeen 0. So the prospect of Aberdeen slipping even further into relegation trouble is very much on, with Ayunga having scored the opening goal of that game as Stephen Robinson goes back to his former workplace. Just waiting. Are we for confirmation?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
The goal has just been confirmed. Yeah. They were having a long look at it in VAR, but goal given, 2-0 Rangers.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. It's because Sterling, he's come running over the touchline. I was thinking, don't tell me he's picked up an injury in his celebration. I think there's just a change of jersey or something. I'm not too sure. He's got some blood on it, but it's. You can't quite believe that a United side that have came here and played ever so well find themselves 2 goals down, 2 minutes to go to half time. I can't, because Rangers have been so poor in the game.
Yeah, I think he's got a cut under his eye, maybe Dujon Sterling, and there's blood on his top, and he's getting patched up at the moment on the touchline. But What a big goal that could prove to be from Dujon Sterling. Maynard Brewer trying to claw it off the line, but it was clear even from here that the ball was over the line, and Rangers have a 2-0 lead. And it looks very much as if they are going to be setting the target for Hearts and Celtic, who play tomorrow in this intriguing title race. Nadiri with goal number 1, Sterling with the second, and Motherwell have equalised at Fir Park. It's 1-1. Elliot Watt with the goal to cancel out Barney Stewart's opener. Hibs a couple of goals up against Kilmarnock, and St Mirren are leading Aberdeen in Paisley. Well, 2 minutes I should say to go of half time, and there will be stoppage time to be added. Here goes Nadiri against Jovu. Yuri Jovu makes the challenge, stops Nadiri getting into the box from the left hand side, but it goes behind for another Rangers corner.
Let's see if they can get this one into the box. Missed the first.
Yeah, it's going to be Asgard again.
Yeah, many goes as he had at it.
No, quite a few, and not very good attempts at it either. Can he get this into the mix this time?
I think they might go for the short corner kick here. No, it's getting in there.
It's Asgard who puts plenty on it to the back post for Nadiri, peeling away to get his head to it. It goes into the side net, but at least for the first time in the match, Telu Asgard has got that beyond the first man.
Yeah, and he got it right, because Nadiri just peels away to that back post area, and the ball is hit deep enough so that he gets an opportunity to get his head on it. I think that's the first one this afternoon. It's right on the break, so it is. But no, they've been woeful, Rangers, from set pieces, where it's free kicks outside the box, where it's been corner kicks. But the bottom line is they find themselves 2 goals up in the driving seat against a United side that'll be kicking their heels at half time. You know, they played ever so well, they created a few chances, certainly dominated for me in the middle of the park. But it's all about scoring goals, isn't it? And that's why Rangers are sitting pretty comfortably at the moment.
It really is an incredible scoreline when you think how this has all panned out. First half at Ibrox, Rangers 2, Dundee United 0. We're in the 45th minute, and Mikey Moore is skipping in field. Stopped by Chevet and Adjei, and he gets forward and he puts the ball in front of Amar Fatah. Fatah cuts inside and scores. Dundee United are back in the game. It's a really good finish from Fatah. That is his 9th goal of the season, and it's a trademark finish from him, because came in off the left hand side and he just curled it off his right instep, and it clipped the inside of the far post on its way in. And if the goal stands, Dundee United have brought this game back to life.
It's a brilliant goal, absolute brilliant. It's just what I was saying about United. They win the ball in the middle of the park against Moore. I think they're going to have a look at it, obviously. But the way they broke forward, it was absolutely brilliant. You know, and just cutting in, you know, and finding that corner net. It's what they deserved, United, no bones about it. They've been excellent, and they get their just rewards with a goal just before the break, which they deserved.
He's been a great signing, hasn't he, Amar Fatah, the 22-year-old Swede. He's just one away from double figures for the season, and for a player that doesn't play as an out-and-out striker, that is a really good return. And he just has that composure, Derek, when he gets into the final third. He gets into those sort of areas. We've seen so many cool finishes from him.
Yeah, he passes it into the back of the net, Rob. He knows exactly where the goals are. You know, he's head down, he's running at pace, but as he cuts in, it's just a pass, you know, just into that inside left part of the post, into the back of the net. Butland, I don't know, maybe gets a finger touch to it or not, but it's a wonderful goal, and it's what United deserve, because they've been excellent so far this afternoon in their play, the way they broke it up in the middle of the park, the way they broke on Rangers in that back four. They've got bodies forward. A wonderful goal.
We have added nearly 2 minutes to the first 45. Falkirk are back in front at Fir Park. Ben Brosio on loan from Aston Villa. Really bad mistake from the Motherwell goal scorer Elliot Watt, and that all means that Falkirk have got themselves back in front. 2-1 is the scoreline here as well. It's 2-1 for Rangers heading in at half-time. Dujon Sterling adding to Ryan Nadiri's first league goal for Rangers. But what a difference to the complexion of this game will be made by that Amar Fatah strike right on 45 minutes for Dundee United. Really cool from Dundee United's number 17. The Rangers fans hoping their team is heading to the top of the Premiership, but Dundee United might have something to say about that. Half-time, Rangers 2, Dundee United 1.
Got a goal back, we can actually maybe get something out of this game, or whether he goes in and actually just tries to be placid. Again, the camera went back onto him after the Dundee United had scored, and he literally hadn't even clapped or broke a smile. So
I think the goalie's not going in.
Yeah.
I missed an Airdrie third goal that went in. Cole McKinnon has made it 3-0 to Airdrie up at Ross County a few minutes before half-time. That is
half-time at Easter Road now. Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock now.
Thanks, Rory. So still going at Fir Park,
yeah,
Stephen?
We had a minute's silence ahead of the game as well for Billy Campbell and Willie Watson, who passed away this week, so we've had a slight delay, but there is the half-time whistle. It's Motherwell 1, Falkirk 2.
So, as always, drama around the country and goals in all the top flight games. We'll get to half-time reports right here coming up on Open All Mics.
Scottish football lives here.
This is Open All Mics from Sports Sound.
Goal! From BBC Radio Scotland.
Yep, this is Open All Mics on Sports Sound, half-time round the country. Rangers with the opportunity this afternoon to go top of the table if they can beat Dundee United. Telling us the story of the first half with our commentary team, Derek Ferguson and Rob McLean.
Yes, our Rangers on course to be top of the top pile in Scottish football for the first time in over 2 years. 2-1 at half-time, could have been even more emphatic had Dundee United not got a goal back right on 45 minutes. And when it was 2-0, it just seemed like a completely ridiculous scoreline. Rangers pretty sloppy, pretty unimpressive in most aspects of their game, failing to deliver from set pieces, giving the ball away pretty cheaply, not really carrying a massive threat. Dundee United in the first half hour looking much the better team and looking to capitalise on Rangers' mistakes in the opening minute. Farrugia got to the byline. His cutback looked as if it should have been converted by Max Waters, who missed it completely down the other end. Nadiri with a glancing header which went wide of target. But the basic mistakes kept on coming from Rangers, who somehow managed to surmount that and go ahead in the game. It was a shot from outside the box from Telu Asgard. It was clawed away by Ashley Maynard Brewer. Looked as if he should have been touching it over the top of his crossbar, but all he could do was claw the ball up in the air, and in came Nadiri to touch the ball home for his first league goal for Rangers. And what a relief for the Rangers fans around the ground that their team were in front. 1-0 became 2-0 when a header from Sko Olsen was diverted into goal by Dujon Sterling. His header producing a save from Maynard Brewer, but again he's trying to claw the ball away, and this time the ball was clearly, even from this sort of range, over the line for 2-0. Dundee United scratching their heads about how they could possibly be 2 goals behind. Such was their performance in the first half. They've got something at least out of the first 45 with a goal right on 45. It was Amar Fatah coming in off the left-hand side, guiding a shot in with the inside of his right foot in off the post to give us, Derek, a half-time scoreline of 2-1.
Yeah, Rangers outfought, outplayed for most part, incredibly, find themselves 2 goals up, and United getting that one back from Fatah. A wonderful goal it was, right on the break. It's just what they deserve, but I think Danny Rowe, I think he'll be a lot of thinking in that dressing room at the moment, because there's one or two Rangers players certainly in that midfield area, Olsen, Asgard, you know, they've been passengers for most part, so I think they need a little bit more dig in the middle of the park. But Jim Goodwin, he'll be so glad that they have got that goal. It gives them belief, gives them hope. But credible this game, isn't it? Rangers find themselves 2-1 up. They're going for the title. Well, they don't look as if they play like this for most part and they get into the second half, United will turn this around. So they need to be better, Rangers. For United, they've been excellent this afternoon, but to 1 down they find themselves.
Yeah, Dundee United are back in it with that Fatah goal, his 9th goal of the season, right on half-time. But at the moment, as we speak, and they'll need to be better second half, Rangers on course to go top of the Premiership. 2-1 at half-time.
Thanks, Rob. Second half commentary to come from Rob and Derek with us here on Sports Sound. Let's get to Paisley then, where Willie Miller has been watching the first half of St Mirren against Aberdeen.
Yeah, it was such an important game here, 9th versus 10th. Only the 3 points in it as well at half-time. St Mirren have taken these 3 points away from Aberdeen, and it's been a dominant performance from the home side. They've really battered Aberdeen, playing some very attractive football as well, creating opportunities. Freckleton had a header that Brathwaite from a corner kick. Corner kicks Aberdeen just cannot defend, and Brathwaite touched it over the bar, so there was early signs that at set pieces there was going to be difficult for Aberdeen. And from a corner kick, Liam Donnelly should have finished as well. His header had a lot of power on it, but it skims the top of the bar. And then Donnelly again had, for me, an even better opportunity. I felt a well worked free kick. You could see right off the training field, Donnelly finds himself free, just a goalkeeper to be into two minds, not sure what to do, and he puts it by the post. Big chance gone. Aberdeen, Bilalovic had a run. They gave Aberdeen a little bit of hope. A low shot went by the post, and Shinnie had a run and across the face, the face of the goal, where it just needed a red jersey to touch. No one there, and then the goal came in 40 minutes. Ayunga, what a brilliant piece of skill from the big striker, tall striker. A little touch, little back heel touch, set himself up perfectly well and played it into the near low corner, giving Brathwaite no opportunity at all. It had pace, it had direction, it was precise, and that gave a well-deserved lead to St Mirren. So here at half-time, St Mirren lead, and it's a deserved lead as well, 1-0.
Thanks, William. Just noticing actually at Man City in the FA Cup quarter-final day today, Man City beating Liverpool by 4-0 on Erling Haaland. Hat-trick added to by a Semenyo goal, so quite the emphatic victory there for Man City. But back to the Scottish Premiership, and was a big game as well this afternoon for Kilmarnock, who are right down in 11th place right now, going into their game away to Hibernian to find out how they're faring. Let's join Rory Loy.
Half time here at Easter Road. It is Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock 0. Kilmarnock not taking advantage of the fact that the two sides above them are playing in Paisley. Hibs deserved their 2-0 lead. Having said that, Kilmarnock did come into the game towards the end of the half. It was a disastrous start, to say the least. I think within 20 seconds, Paslak had picked the ball up without a Kilmarnock player touching it just about. Played a ball to Owen Elding. It was a pass inside the box, which should never really happen. And Owen Elding took a touch and slotted it under Kel Roos. A really tidy finish to put Hibs 1-0 up with the perfect start, as I said. And it was doubled 15 minutes later. It was 2-0. It was Paslak at the back post after Obita sprinted down the left-hand side. I think it was Barlasser with a beautiful pass in between centre-back and full-back. Jamie Brandon couldn't quite reach it as he stretched for it, and Obita picked his teammate out at the back stick, full-back to full-back, beautifully, and Paslak had the simple task of passing it into the back of the net for 2-0. Scarlett was really good in the opening half an hour, as was Elding. Strength, movement between the two of them, linked up well, a real good strike force between them. However, Kilmarnock had a goal disallowed from nowhere, really. It was a block tackle by Grant Hanley, which deflected behind him and landed at the feet of a Kilmarnock player, cut it back, and Finlay Curtis rolled it into the net. Jordan Obita, we felt at that particular time, would have been playing him onside. However, he was off the pitch, so we can only assume that him being off the pitch means that you know, he would be ruled offside anyway, and he's counted as not counted as an active player, sorry. So it remains 2-0. Be interested to hear Neil McCann's thoughts on that. And on to 40 minutes, Greg Kiltie had a shot from the edge of the box, which was easily held by Salinger. They did have an array of corners towards the end of the half. Kilmarnock, they played some into the box, some short, but could not quite get back into the game. So at half-time, it does remain Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock 0.
Just looking at a replay of that, Rory, now, a defender who goes off the park without the referee's permission is definitely deemed still active. The only thing I can think of...
Is he behind the keeper?
That's what I'm just going to say. I think I've just seen a replay just now, and I think the Kilmarnock player who plays the ball back in almost from the byline, I think is behind the keeper. So obviously people naturally, when they're thinking of offsides, always assume that the goalkeeper is the furthest man back. But in this occasion, in a little bit of a quirky one, Mike actually just about to get an angle which might confirm that for us. So the ball is knocked back in. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, that he's just beyond the keeper. So although Jordan Obita, if that's who it is off the park and would be playing him onside, because the keeper's further forward, that's why the goal's been chalked off. It's a really unusual one. In fact, we're just seeing a line there just now.
Yeah, you normally take the goalkeeper as a given, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's why that one has been chalked off. It's a rough one, certainly, on Neil McCann and Kilmarnock, but by the
sounds like the right decision, which is important.
Yep, it is. Let's get to Fir Park then, the final game of the top flights. It's Motherwell against Falkirk. Stephen Craigan's there for us.
I've got to say, Alistair, it's been a brilliant first half, a really good technical half. Both sides comfortable with the ball, really well disciplined. Hard to play against them. When they pick up possession, they can really carry a threat. But this game got off to a flyer 3 minutes in. There was a free kick on the left-hand side, and Calvin Miller, who's been pivotal for Falkirk this season and absolutely outstanding here this afternoon, he takes the in-swinging free kick. Lots of pace on the ball. Barney Stewart, the man on form, 6th goal in 5 games. He pops in between the Motherwell centre halves and just powers the ball in beyond Callum Ward. He uses the pace on the ball, directs it really well. Perfect start for Falkirk. Could have been 2-0 after 10 minutes, actually. Callum Ward, the Motherwell goalkeeper, we know he spends a lot of time in the ball. He actually tried to chip the ball over the head of Calvin Miller out to this right-hand side to Stephen O'Donnell. He was about 5 yards from Calvin Miller, hit it right off his head. And he just stood anxiously waiting, hoping the ball wasn't going to drop into the back of the net. Fortunately for him and for Motherwell, it just slipped wide. But that was just a kind of sign of things to come, where Motherwell were a little bit sloppy in possession. Falkirk were set up really well for the counter-attack. Philip Lissa, I've got to say, has been outstanding as well. He's man-marking Tawanda Masvanisi. He hasn't really had a look in, and Lissa has absolutely cruised through the game. But anyway, Motherwell struggling to make headway in the game. 35 minutes, they get the equalising goal out of nothing, really. Corner kick for Motherwell, cleared by Liam Henderson, comes to the edge of the box. Ellie Watt catches it flush on the volley. From where I was, I thought it was going to threaten the goal, but I think Scott Bain was caught in two minds, whether to palm it, whether to catch it. Ended up just pushing the ball into the roof of the net, and suddenly Motherwell are level in the game. They got a lifeline. They looked aggressive. They worked better with the ball. The sharpness was there, the crispness was there. But right on half-time, the hero became the villain. Elliot Watt received the ball off Paul McGinn with his back to goal. He tried to flick it back to Callum Ward, not realising that Calvin Miller was behind him. He put Ward under a little bit of pressure. Ball broke free, and there was Benjamin Brogio, quickest to react, tapped the ball into the back of the net, and out of nothing, it was 2-1. So second half should be an absolute banger to watch, because the first half was top class. Motherwell will have to come out. Falkirk will be absolutely carry a threat on the counter-attack, but at half-time it's Motherwell 1, Falkirk 2.
Thanks, Stephen. Teams beginning to come back out. Let's quickly get to the championship games. First of all, Gayfield, Arbroath, St Johnstone, Tyrone Smith.
Yeah, the second half's just getting underway here at Gayfield, where it's Arbroath 1, league leaders St Johnstone 1. The two teams have really struggled at times amid very tough conditions here, with the rain whirling around the ground. It's been a tale of wayward passes and the ball constantly being fired out of play. However, Arbroath, they almost took the lead on 24 minutes. It was St Johnstone's Jack Diabate. He had the ball, he tried to play it back to his keeper, Toby Stewart, who slipped. He couldn't get to it. It looked like the ball was maybe going to trundle into the net, but it trickled just wide, much to the relief of the two players. But the host did take the lead a few minutes later. Ryan Dow rounded off a lovely flowing move up the park by lashing the ball into the net from 15 yards out. A terrific finish. However, the visitors levelled as the break approached. The ball was played in from the right. Jamie Gullen did the rest with a crisp first-time finish to restore parity. It's all to play for here in the second half. 1-1.
Thanks, Tyrone. And finally to Somerset Park. It's Ayr United against Partick Thistle. Chris Doolan.
Yeah, we're just underway here at Somerset. We're at Ayr United 0, Partick Thistle 0. The first half pretty forgettable, if I'm honest, and especially in the final third for both sides. They'll probably be disappointed with the way they've created a lack of creativity from both sides. It's been competitive. I think that's the way I would probably describe it. Centrally in the pitch, it's been very competitive. The only real chances for both sides, they've had a chance each, and they both came off a corner. 18 minutes in, Liam Dick got round the back post and got his head onto a cross ball from a corner, and it was palmed away well by Josh Clark. And then in 39 minutes, Partick Thistle had a chance. Lee Ashcroft showed some terrific footwork, if I'm honest, just to create a couple of yards of space inside the box, and he got a shot away which was well blocked. And apart from that, both sides have struggled in the final third, but I think Ayr United would take a point with everything that's gone on at the club over the last week or so. It's a good point for them if they can take it any way, shape or form, but it's still 0-0 here at Somerset.
Thanks again, Chris. A choice of listening again then for second half commentary live from Ibrox with Ron McLean and Derek Ferguson, tuned to Radio Scotland Extra Digital or 810 medium wave, and for open all mics it's on BBC Sounds and 92 to 95 FM. All options available via the website at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland.
Football from Sports Sound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
Welcome back to Ibrox, and no great surprise that despite being 2-1 up, Rangers will make a couple of immediate changes, and the players coming on are Youssef Chermiti and JD Gassama, and Andreas Skov-Olsen is certainly one of the players to be coming off for Rangers. Ryan Nadiri is the other. Maybe a surprise that it's not Telo Asgard. I think that would have been expected by the Rangers fans going into this second half, but it is Nadiri who has scored his first Premiership goal for Rangers, who stays indoors, and the largely ineffective Andreas Skov-Olsen, who stayed indoors as well.
Yeah, not surprised. He was posted missing, to be honest with you. Rob, surprised that Nadiri going off. I can't recall him picking up a knock or anything. I'd have took Ashgard off to be honest with you. He's offered, apart from the goal where he cuts in, has that strike at goal. Apart from that, he's offered very little as well. So he certainly has to improve, as does the rest of the Rangers team.
Amar Fata on the ball, 30 yards from goal. Squares it to Will Ferry, back in, dropping at the feet, and Fata, it popped up. He just took a touch, flicked the ball in the air, tried the overhead kick. Sadly for him, it was straight at Jack Butland. Good try.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best first touch he's ever had, but when it popped up, great improvisation, wasn't it? Just trying that overhead kick. He catches it pretty well, just too direct, straight down Butland's throat.
Disjointed from Rangers at the start of the second half. Pretty much the story for a lot of the first half as well. Too many passes going astray, too many basic mistakes being made, and the ball goes out for a throw-in for Dundee United almost on halfway. Will Ferry to take the throw, and the ball intended to be played back to him by Ajay, the Ghanaian midfielder, but goes straight back out of play for a Rangers throw-in this time. 2-1 Rangers, they need to win to go top overnight in the Premiership and set the target for Hearts and Celtic playing tomorrow. Livingston Hearts, Dundee Celtic. As again, it's loose in the midfield for Rangers, giving it away very cheaply again and again, as Chermiti gets his first involvement off the bench. Now Raskan in the middle of the midfield, plays the ball wide for Sterling, who headed in Rangers' second goal. Heading for the byline, Sterling, and wins the corner kick off Ferry.
Yeah, if they're going to win, Rob, Rangers this afternoon, they've got to raise their levels, because it's been probably way off what's expected. How they're 2-1 up, I'm not quite sure at the moment, but at least they've started the second half a little bit more positively.
You'd have to say they don't look like league winners, the way they're playing here today, but if they can get the result, it's only 6 games to go after this one.
Yeah, and they need to do a hell of a lot better from set piece situations, which they have now. They went with a short corner kick.
Gassama heading for the byline, but he stumbled, lost his balance, and Ajay gets it away for Dundee United. Played down the line for Ferry, but he couldn't get a touch on it. Gets away from him, Will Ferry. Butland out to Giga, and now with right back Sterling. Launches the ball forward, looking for Asgard. Towering over him was Carestes to win the header for United. Chevet to Christian Carestes again, a curling ball down the line. It's a really good ball which finds Amar Fata in room to try to make something happen again. He curls one in back post. Spectacular hitch kick clearance by Giga, but it's still Dundee United on the ball with Chevet playing it wide for Stevenson. Dundee United looking to build on the goal they got back at the end of the first half, and again looking lively, looking dangerous.
It's quite alarming for Rangers. So Sterling ventures forward, but his recovery is so poor, and Fata, finds himself free in that left-hand side, driving in. Don't know if it's a kind of a shot come cross, but defended pretty well at the end up. Certainly Rangers, they need to pick it up if they're going to maintain this lead.
Yeah, he tried to curl it in, didn't he, to the back post area for United, and it was certainly some clearance by Giga.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was a shot. I don't think there was enough pace on it, but there was certainly a United player just lurking at the back post area. But again, United started pretty well again, looking confident when they're on the ball.
Gassama winning the ball against Fata, keeping his balance as Ajay tried to chop him down. Through for Chamiti, and the shot is straight at Maynard Brewer, but he spilled it, and it's scrambled behind in the end by Dundee United, who are looking as if they might concede again.
Yeah, better from Rangers in terms of the change of pace going forward. Gassama picking the ball up 40-45 yards out, driving forward, plays a lovely little ball to Sharmiti. As soon as he arrives in the box, he does the right thing, hits the shot hard and low, keeper's down to it. Corner kick for Rangers Football Club, but it's better from Rangers in the second half. A little bit more pace, a little bit more belief in that final third, and looking to cause United problems.
Yeah, it wasn't great from Maynard Brewer as he spilled that one. Here's the corner kick for Rangers. Magoma, right side, curls it in back post, and an unchallenged take, I should say, by Maynard Brewer at the far post, and he looks to unload it quickly down towards Stevenson. Header won by Sterling for Rangers, working his way down the right flank. Carestes intercepts. Now Ferry, wanted too long on the ball, Will Ferry. Rangers have it back, playing around him. Sterling with a touch to Magoma out on the right hand side. He's stayed there since the corner kick and gets the ball back from Gassama. Onto his left foot, inside for Raskan, 25 yards out. Lovely pass through for Mikey Moore, hit with real venom and blocked by Ashley Maynard Brewer. Here come Rangers again. Chukwani, Magoma, Gassama into the box, right hand side, rolls it back. Chukwani shifts it onto his right foot, back to Gassama, fired across goal, and Rangers have scored again, and it's Tello Asgard this time for 3-1, and Rangers hope they've opened that 2-goal cushion again, and they can take their place at the top of the Premiership tonight.
Yeah, we just spoke about levels, and you know what you have to do to raise those levels. In the first half, they were ponderous Rangers. In the final third, what they've got now, a little bit more explosiveness, change of pace in the final third, going at players, and that one was just, and that ball was just whipped across the 6-yard box, and there was Asgard, who's not had the best of games, I've got to say, but he gets on the end of it into the back of the net. But it just shows you, when you receive the ball 30-40 yards from goal, go at people, go at players, commit them, and that's what can happen. You can score a third goal, it looks like.
Yeah, goal given. Rangers much more dynamic there in the attacking areas. Lots of bodies around. The pressure just wouldn't go away for Dundee United. And when Gassama fired the ball across goal, it was Asgard with the finishing touch. And that is his 6th goal of the campaign. And I guess Danny Rule vindicated in keeping him on the pitch. The Rangers fans wouldn't have been too distraught had he got the hook at half-time, but he's kept him on, and he scored the goal, which makes it 3-1.
That's probably the right word. You said, Rob, dynamic, because they lacked that in the first half, you know, in the final third. Now Sharmiti on, Gassama, who's been really positive. They just commit players, go at them, change of pace, and that's the outcome. You know, you get the fans behind you, and of course you score a third.
Dundee United looking to mount some sort of recovery, as Liam Smith has scored for St Johnstone. Second half at Arbroath, having dropped points last weekend at home to Queen's Park. We'll keep you up to date with all the scores elsewhere at the top end of Scottish football, as Rangers look to make the most of their opportunity here against Dundee United, with both Hearts and Celtic playing tomorrow. Full coverage of that, of course. Livingston against Hearts, then Dundee against Celtic on Sports Sound. Here come Rangers with Mikey Moore attacking down the left-hand side. Couldn't quite keep the ball in that time. Rangers 3, Dundee United 1. Can Jim Goodwin's team strike back and give themselves some hope? 2-2 draws between this pair earlier in the season, as Dundee United look to get in behind. It's Max Waters with the angled shot, got himself into the box, bustled his way through, but it was stopped by Butland.
Yeah, brilliant play from Waters, outpaces Suter. Suter trying to make a last ditch tackle, really dangerous, because if he doesn't get it right, you know, he's going to be off the park. But Waters gets his shot.
Gassama holds off, Kanestes cuts inside, and his shot on his left foot is blocked. Well, he's come out of the blocks in the second half. Gassama making a big impact for Rangers.
Well, if you compare him to Olsen, it is actually like night and day, isn't it? He's so positive, Gassama. As soon as he receives the ball, he's got just one thought: get at the player, come at him, you know, get a shot off. In that first half, I've got to say, Olsen, he looked lost, he looked disinterested, didn't want the ball, actually as if he was hiding. What a difference even one player can make.
The changes have worked wonders for Rangers. They were already ahead, of course, by 2-1, but what was missing was the performance first half, the quality from Rangers. But what they're offering now, early second half, we've played about 11 and a half minutes since the break, is just the intensity of their performance in the final third.
Yeah, and the pace. You look at Sharmiti, he doesn't lack in that respect. Same with Gassama as well. You know, you just look at it in that first half, and I was pointing the finger at Olsen, I think quite rightly so, because he was so one-paced. He had no belief in his own game. Every time he received the ball, he went backwards, and that was frustrating the fans. You listen to the reaction when the Rangers players, forward-thinking players, get the ball. They want to get forward, they want to create, and what reaction you get from the crowd is this. You know, they're getting behind the side, the atmosphere has totally changed. So Danny Rowe, he's got it right in a couple of places. I'd have still took Ashgard off, to be honest with you. I'd have put on another midfielder, but Danny Rowe, that's why he's in the job. He knows the players inside out, and Ashgard gets his goal, but his overall play, I still think it's got to be better.
Yes, his 34th game in charge. Danny Rowe has had quite an impact. Rangers were 13 points behind when he came to the job. And we're going to have a change of goalkeeper, because Ashley Maynard Brewer, who's been receiving treatment, is not going to be able to continue. He's had a pretty tough time here today, and he's going to be replaced by Dave Richards. So a change in goal for United, who are looking to come back from 3-1 behind at Ibrox, but it looks a tall order, because they've offered plenty. They've looked dangerous in attack, Dundee United, but so have Rangers. Rangers look like a much better set-up second half, and it's going to take some comeback from Jim Goodwin's team to avoid defeat here. And if they fail to avoid defeat, then Rangers on goal difference will go above Hearts in the Premiership.
Yeah, that didn't look too good for Maynard going off there. Looks as if he might have broken something, you know, where is his wrist or his forearm. But no, yeah, getting back to your point, it's Rangers have been below par for so much of this game, but certainly into the second half looking more like themselves.
Sterling on the attack, his ball in, just a little bit too much air on the cross. He whipped it just a little bit too high for Chermiti to get his header on target. It just skimmed off his head and went out wide. The Rangers striker, who was playing during the international break for the Portuguese under-21 team, and he is one goal away from double figures for the season. They've scored 3 without him so far today. Asgard adding to the first half goals from Nadiri and from Sterling, and despite the fact that Amar Fata got a goal back for United on 45 minutes, it is Rangers who are very much in charge of this. And on the drive forward is Sterling again, and it's Adje who bundles him over, takes him out unceremoniously 25 yards from goal. It's a clear yellow card, and it's a big set-piece chance for Rangers as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, Adje just absolutely wiping Sterling out there, so it's another great opportunity. Again, Ashgard, I spoke about it earlier in the game. You know, he's capable from this range.
It would be one for James Tavernier if he was on the pitch, wouldn't it?
Of course, and the captain would have took charge of that situation. You'd always fancy Tavernier from that range, but it looks as if Ashgard, it looks as if he's, obviously the goals gave him a little bit of confidence, and he has been better in the second half. Wouldn't be hard, I've got to say.
Jayden Magoma is over this as well, and it's the first serious action for Dave Richards, the substitute keeper. 25 yards out, left of centre. It's Asgard, and it just wouldn't dip quickly enough for him. Couple of feet too high from Asgard, who scored Rangers' 3rd goal, and he was looking for number 4.
Well, the free kick he had the first half, he made the keeper work. Didn't there, you know, just gets it a yard or two over the bar, but so far in the second half, just that little bit of pace that they have in the final third, Rangers, has made such a difference. And they're so much more direct, so you know, you wonder, Olsen, you know, will he have a part to play in the running, because he looks just way off what you would expect from a Rangers football player.
He's not going to be in the starting 11 based on the evidence here today, is he?
You know, and I was thinking coming along to the game, if he was going to get a start, it was such a big game for him, but you know, he just didn't get to grips with the game, and I've got to say, he didn't look interested at times, which, you know, really surprises me. Why would you not want to come out and play in front of 50-odd thousand fans, you know, on your home turf? Go and show what you're all about, show your ability. They've done the absolute opposite.
Dundee United on the ball with Ferry down the left-hand side. Their number 11 whips in a cross ball. It's a really good delivery as well. It flew over the head of Giga. Waters couldn't get it controlled to get the shot at goal. Now Rangers counter with Chermiti and Gassama. Dundee United intercepting, launching the ball forward. Chukwani is there for Rangers, gets the ball back. Asgard's back heel. Now it's curled in behind for Mikey Moore to chase. Heading for the byline, just couldn't quite get there in time to keep it alive. But much better Rangers second half. We're in the 62nd minute. Rangers 3, Dundee United 1 on BBC Radio Scotland.
Yeah, and Rangers showing a little bit more desire in the middle of the park. For the most part in that first half, Dundee United winning all the second balls. Rangers just starting to, you know, get a grip of that area in that respect. And tell you what, Mikey Moore, he should have a clean pair of heels there. You know, he's you wouldn't see Mikey Moore was the quickest there, but you know, he got away from the defender, couldn't quite just keep it in. But the thing I love about Mikey Moore, he always is available. He gives you everything, allied with that brilliant ability that he has. He's going to be an absolute superstar, that's for sure. Playing a little bit wider role in the second half. He was coming in quite a lot in that first half, but obviously instruction is just give us a little bit more width down that left-hand side.
Emmanuel Adje seems to have a problem. He's going to come off, I think. Pan Camera's coming on, Zach Sapsford as well. Neil Farrugia also coming off for Dundee United. So a couple of changes here. One of them enforced by the looks of it, because Ajay looks to have a problem as he chats to Jim Goodwin on his way off. Falkirk have gone 3-1 ahead against Motherwell at Fir Park, and it's Calvin Miller who senses if he's in outstanding form today, and he has scored the third goal for Falkirk, and it was a penalty converted by Miller, and all Falkirk needed was a point to ensure top six. And with Dundee United losing 3-1, that just confirms that John McGlynn's team are going to finish in the top half of the table. Here it's Mikey Moore, left side of the box, fired across goal. Richards got down to just beat the ball away, returned to him, and he hammers it downfield as Dundee United look to get a second goal of the game and just introduce a bit of doubt about it, because at 3-1 Rangers are looking pretty comfortable at the moment for the 3 points they need to go top of the Premiership.
Yeah, they're having the best period in the game so far this afternoon. And again, there was a little example in the middle of the park. Chukwani, you know, winning his duel in the middle of the park and just doing the basics, doing the right thing, just playing in Mikey Moore. The angle was always against Mikey Moore, gets his shot off. Decent save from Richards in goal.
It's going to be a long throw, this, for Dundee United. From the right-hand side, Will Ferry winding up for the throw. Plenty of pace on it. Cleared as far as Sapsford. Nodded back into the mix. Still not clear for Rangers. Sterling's challenge, though, wins it against Fata. Quickly downfield. 3 against 1 for Rangers. It's Gassama for Chermiti. Great save, Dave Richards. Youssef Chermiti should have been making it 4-1.
Absolutely, Rob. Gassama, you know, driving forward. Does exactly the right thing, squares it. All he has to do is lift it. It's a little dink into the back of the net, you know, and he's got his goal. I don't know why he hits it along the ground. Makes it easy for the keeper.
Mikey Moore threatening again. A mazy run along the byline, then he cuts it back to the edge of the area. In it comes from Raskan, headed away by Ross Graham. Dundee United hanging on in there at the moment. They certainly can't afford to be conceding again.
I mean, that chance, Rob, when it's squared to him, you don't even have to take a touch. You can just clip that, you know, over the advancing keeper. You know what the keeper's doing. He's coming out to cut down the angle. So if you just clip that, if you're cute enough, it's into the back of the net. I don't think that's a difficult finish. But then again, I wasn't a striker, was I? So who am I to criticise? But it just looked, for most part, just clip it over the keeper and you've got your goal.
8 of his 9 goals have come against either Celtic or Hearts, and keeping up that reputation with a glaring opportunity here against Dundee United to get to double figures in terms of goal tally. Well set up by Gassama. Rangers had so many options on the break. Dundee United caught short defensively. 3-1 Rangers, and 66 minutes played at Ibrox. The Rangers fans had some real concerns first half about the performance of their team. A lot happier, a lot more comfortable now, as Chermiti wins a good header, flicks it on. Dundee United get it away, Kareshtez. But out on the far side. The Dundee United fans in the corner at Ibrox will know that Falkirk are 3-1 up at Fir Park, and with their team 3-1 down. Those lingering hopes, and they were faint hopes, you would have to say, of a top 6 finish are evaporating for United here, top of the bottom 6 at the moment. Gassama taken out by Kareshtez, and that'll be yellow for the Dundee United defender.
Yeah, it just draws the Karetsis in. It's a little nutmeg actually on him, but that's what you want to see from your wide men, your attacking players. As soon as you receive the ball, you know, take your man on. He's done that, you know, as a booking. So he's got one thought again. You go at that defender every time you get the ball.
Raskan on the halfway line. Suter Fires it forward for Gassama. Lead off to Nico Raskin. Through for Asgard. 25 yards out. Thought about the shot. Graham blocking the route. In from Sterling. Cleared, but straight back to Dujon Sterling, who scored Rangers' second goal. Asgard on the byline. His cutback is stopped by Karestes, but spinning behind for the corner kick. 68 minutes gone. Rangers 3, Dundee United 1.
Yeah, and it's one-way traffic in this second half. A story of two halves. United better in that first period, albeit they were 2-1 down at half-time, but Rangers have just upped the pace, upped their levels, and they've pinned United back for the most part. That Chermiti goal, that just seals it. You know, if you go 4-1 up, there's no way back. But United, slim hopes, but you just feel that a fourth is coming for Rangers.
Corner kick, left-hand side, in from Magoma. Dundee United defend it well enough. Back in it comes from Mikey Moore. Cleared again by United, but they couldn't keep hold of the ball. And it's wide right with Magoma. On his left foot, curls it in, not enough height on it. Karestas heads it away, collected by Sterling for Rangers. There's real confidence about the home team now. Not just on the back of the 3-1 scoreline, but on the back of a much improved performance as well. The ball goes behind. It's a goal kick for Dundee United. We're almost inside the last 20 minutes, and Rangers well on track to do what they have to do today, get to the top of the Premiership, and then see what Hearts can do at Livingston tomorrow, and how Celtic will fare at Dens Park against Dundee.
It just shows you what a change in personnel can do. You know, Gassama, Chermiti come on, that pace and power that they have, you know, it's made such a difference. They just need that fourth goal, Rangers, to seal victory. But you know, United, they're not giving up the ghost. They're still going at it, still pressing high up the park. But you just feel it's a little bit too much for them in this game.
Rangers looking better all around the pitch now. Even defensively, it's sharper. It's more decisive. Just seen a really good bit of defending by Giga, and a ball fired up to Gassama. Rangers doing things with a better tempo about them.
It's even the body language, Rob. They got a little bit of a swagger about them as well, you know, and that comes with confidence.
Sterling attacking down the right-hand side. The ball is whipped in behind Chermiti. Dundee United get it away. Don't think there was a touch on it at all. It's gone out on the far side. It will be a throw-in for Dundee United, but it seems as a bit of the spring in the step of the United players has gone.
Yeah, it looks as if they've lost their way a little bit. They've lost that belief that they certainly carried in the first half. Even when they're 2-0 down, they still had that belief, that quality in their play, but they just look a little bit disjointed at the moment.
Free kick given against Max Waters for his aerial tussle with Nasser Giga on the halfway line. Just looks like some of the wind has been taken out of United's sails. Rangers very much in command of the game. Raskin slots one through the middle. Asgard just couldn't quite get hold of it. Graham to Ferry for Dundee United. Flicked infield by Waters. Fired through by Fata. Stevenson, Sapsford, 3-2. Zach Sapsford for Dundee United, just when we thought that this game may be vanishing from Dundee United. They've got another one back.
I tell you what, it's a wonderful goal. Fata, you know, bursting forward, middle of the park, plays it in that wide area. Stevenson, he's galloping up that right flank and does absolutely the right thing, just squares it near Sapsford, who's come onto the park and taps it in. He doesn't make a mistake from 6 yards out. So maybe we're a little bit harsh, maybe we went a little bit too early, saying that it was a foregone conclusion. Well, 3-2, it just shows you that Chermiti chance, you know, puts you 4-1 up.
Yeah,
the game's probably done and dusted, and we were we were maybe looking at United thinking, yeah, it's maybe kind of they've lost that little bit of leaf, but it just shows you one little burst.
They're looking at a couple of offsides, Derek. I think when the ball was played through to Stevenson, and then when he played the ball inside for Sapsford to score. So VAR taking a bit of time before confirming that Dundee United indeed have a goal back.
But what a wonderful, if it is given, what a wonderful goal. It was the pace that they played it. It was the sweeping pass from Fata out the right hand side. As I was saying, Stevenson, bombing down the flank, and when he gets here, he's got the vision, to cut it across that 6-yard box, and there's the desire. Sapsford coming in there, getting a connection to put it into the back of the net. So that'll be our. Yep.
Yeah, the goal's given, no offside. Dundee United back in this at 3-2. Bojan Miovski is going to replace Telo Asgard for Rangers, and suddenly the game is alive again.
Yeah, but what I'm going to say, I thought that was a wonderful goal. Again, against the run of play, but it was quick, it was accurate in the passing, in the vision, and they had the finish. So what you can start to do, and the Rangers fans have all of a sudden went really quiet, you think back to that Shermiti chance, just clip it over the keeper, it's into the back of the net. But that was a brilliant goal from United, and get themselves back into it.
Yeah, Sapsford's first goal of 2026. He was prolific in the first half of the season, but recently not just struggling for goals, struggling to get in the starting 11 for United. But really well worked goal, that, well finished as well by their number 9. And Rangers have brought on Miovski up alongside Chermiti, and they will feel now they need that fourth goal to hold off a further comeback from Dundee United. On the ball, Mikey Moore, 40 yards from goal, right in the middle of the pitch, just slowing it down. Rangers keeping possession of the ball, out from Chukwani to Magoma, and across on the right half of the pitch for Dujon Sterling to JD Gassama. Possession football from Rangers as they look for a bit of penetration, as they search for another goal, but Gassama loses the ball. Sapsford picks his pocket, drives forward, and sliding in was Giga to stop him. Dundee United threatening again, and Rangers losing their composure at the back.
Yeah, Gassama takes possession of the ball. He's about 40 yards out. He can't go forward because he's up against 2 or 3 bodies. Then he's looking for an option, and this is when the belief, the desire, the mentality of the Rangers players in front of a packed house, they're under a little bit of pressure now. You've got to be able to handle that. Where was the options for Gassama? There was absolutely none. So you've got to a little bit more bottle and show for the ball. Help your teammate out. They weren't doing that there, and that's why it could have caused Rangers a few problems.
Mikey Moore attacking for Rangers, squares it across, looking for Miovski. Good interception by Will Ferry for Dundee United. He fires it forward, trying to pick out Sapsford. Really good pace from Zach Sapsford, Derek. Yeah, he managed to outrun Gassama.
Yeah, it looks as if he's got the beating at that whole back four, with his pace. So United can sit in a little bit at times, and they have done in this second half. But when you've got that pace up top, and you've got grass to hit in behind, sometimes just go a little bit more direct, put it over the top, ask the question. But you can see that Ibrox at the moment, it's went a little bit quiet, so this is up to the players. They've got to respond, they've got to show what they're all about, handle that, and try and edge themselves further away, but at 3-2, United certainly, can get something out of this game.
Nearly 77 minutes gone. Rangers 3, Dundee United 2. Well, they shared 4 goals in the 2 previous encounters. 5 today. Rangers have the upper hand, but they'll be taking nothing for granted with plenty of game time left. Sterling's cross into the box, and miscue on the header from Stevenson. Looked as if he should have been heading that away. He ends up getting ahead of the ball and heading it behind. A gift of a corner.
Yeah, I just think he was caught in 2 minds there, but they've been pretty decent from set pieces, have Dundee United, so just need to defend another one here.
It's going to be Mikey Moore to take the corner kick out on the left hand side. Rangers 3, Dundee United 2. BBC Radio Scotland, this captivating race for the title. On loan, Spurs teenager Moore fires it in, doesn't get beyond Kereshtes at the near post, who bullets a header away.
Well, surely there's going to be a lot of work done with the set piece coach next week, because they've been absolutely abysmal. Not quite sure now. Mikey Moore, he's got the quality, you know, to hit an area, so I don't know why they keep going for that front post area, because it's certainly not working. And sometimes you get instruction from the side, but you're out there, you know, you take charge of the situation, so you have a look at it and you think, oh, I'm going to play it a little bit deeper. You know, take the responsibility and do that yourself.
Sterling to Gassama, into the middle of the pitch, Chukwani, behind him is Raskan. Chukwani again fires it out for Sterling, down the line for Gassama, cleared by Kereshtes, kept in by Suter. Now Raskan looking to dictate the play from the middle of the pitch. Back on halfway is Suter, driving away from Fata. Right down the middle of the pitch, John Suter losing the ball, but it broke kindly to Chukwani. Now Moore to Maguma. Left hand side for Rangers, in today for the injured Romans. Back with Moore on the touchline, left hand side. Dundee United unable to get at the ball at the moment, having to be patient, looking to withstand what Rangers are throwing at them and hope that they can strike again.
They're quite happy, Rob, at the moment in that respect. I don't think the Rangers players are working hard enough off the ball, you know, to give options. And United pretty comfortable just sitting in that formation, you know, in that low block.
Back from Sterling to Raskan, curling in a really good cross towards the back post area. Dundee United scramble it behind. It's going to be a corner. And we're at exactly 80 minutes, 10 to go. Rangers 3, Dundee United 2. Are Rangers going to get these 3 precious Premiership points and get to the top of the league?
Are Rangers going to beat the first man at the front post?
That's another question.
That's another question. Again, it's Mikey Moore, so I'm having a little look. So you know, who's going to that front post area, or who's going to vacate it? He's in with pace. That's a
Moore whips it in from the corner kick. Dundee United got first contact, and he got clattered as well. Ivan Dolcek is going to come off the bench for Dundee United, who had that sparkling start to the season and who's struggled to get into the team recently. He will replace Max Waters. St Mirren are 2-0 up against Aberdeen. Alex Gogic has scored, and of course, if St Mirren win that game, Aberdeen are in deep mire at the bottom end of the Premiership and in grave danger of dropping into that relegation playoff position.
I'm surprised at Chukwani. I was just going to come to you, Rob, just moments ago, because I think Chukwani's been the difference for Rangers in the second half. Yeah, we were talking about Chermiti, Gassama coming on, the change of pace, but what Chukwani and Raskin have done in the middle of the park, they've won all the little kind of jewels in there, which allows you to get on the front foot, get those forward thinking players on the ball. So I don't know, is it a little injury, is it a little bit of fatigue? I mean, Connor Barron's a fantastic young player himself, but I'm really surprised at this stage of the game making that change.
Yeah. Obviously what he wants Connor Barron to do is just get on the ball, make passes, keep possession, keep it away from Dundee United, and he's generally pretty good at doing that. But certainly Chukwani has performed well in that central area.
Yeah, I actually thought he was cruising through this game, really dominant, really confident. So there must be something in that, a little niggling injury or something.
Fatah with a lovely touch on the ball. He's got power, he's got balance. In comes the cross from the right side. Giga with the header away. dropping at the feet of Fata, right side of the box, heading for the byline, tries to stand it up in the middle. Out comes Butland to get his gloves around it. This game is not over.
Absolutely not. And any time you need to get forward, they've got the quality, they've got the pace, and the belief is now back in their game. They'd lost it for a little 15-20 minute period. Now it's back.
Racing away with the ball out of defence was John Suter. Played a nice ball in behind as well. It's cut out by Ferry as Chermiti trying to get on the end of it.
Yeah, it's a clear foul, but yeah, what have we got on the clock? We've got 83 minutes, and yeah, it's still there for United to go and grab something. I don't know if the news is filtered through. They ain't going to make top 6, but they don't care about that. They're thinking going for a share of the spoils here this afternoon, and they're putting Rangers under pressure.
Chevet finding Stevenson, the ball down the line for Dolcek, and in comes the challenge. Out goes the ball from Magoma, and it will be a Dundee United throw in about 10 yards from the corner flag, right hand side. And there's still life in Jim Goodwin's team, there's no doubt about that. They've got a long throw here. Can they claw their way back to get a point out of this game and deny Rangers top spot in the Premiership? Ferry's throw is en route, headed clear by Chermiti. Back with Ferry, left foot, in swinger, up in the air it goes, and the header is back off the post. Ross Graham, it seemed to be happening in slow motion as that header drifted towards goal and bounced back off the upright, a fraction away from 3-3.
I'll let you continue, Rob. We'll come in a sec.
Camera to Sapsford, left hand side, the ball is whipped in. Suter's header away, collected by Gassama. Shuttles it forward for Chermiti. Dundee United are thin at the back as Chermiti takes the ball forward. Touched inside, and it's Bojan Miovski who caps off that counter-attack with a 4th Rangers goal. And surely now Rangers are safe and heading for the top of the league.
Quite incredible, absolutely incredible stuff. It was so United so close to equalising. Ross Graham, it wasn't slow motion. Butland comes for it, isn't going to get it, takes a step back. The header, there's no power on it whatsoever, breaks off the post. Rangers down the other end, Chermiti driving forward. I tell you what a wicked deflection. Miovski, he does the right thing, gets a strike 18 yards out, and there's just the slightest of deflection that takes it away from substitute keeper Richards into the back of net, and by God, you could hear the sigh of relief round this stadium. And Rangers needed that because they have been under severe pressure.
Dundee United will take plenty of plaudits for their performance here today. It's been spirited, it's been impressive. They looked as if they could get this back to 3-3, and then suddenly all changed down at the other end, and that deflected left footer from Miovski flies past Dave Richards, and Rangers are surely now home and hosed. 86 minutes, 4-2. James Tavernier coming on late on to replace Dujon Sterling. How big is this going to be today in the title race? How significant is it going to prove as Rangers get to the top of the league?
It's all about moments, isn't it? That moment for Dundee United, and as you described it, you said slow motion. It was incredible because Butland wasn't getting there. If that's just 6 inches inside the post, it's into the back of net. But Rangers break, with Chermiti, down the right hand side, squares it to Miovski, and the strike, it takes the slightest of deflections, which just takes it away from the keeper into the back of net. And Rangers, who have been under the cosh, sigh a big relief here. Now you hear the supporters, but for the last 5-10 minutes we've not heard a peep out of them. That tells you how well United have done here this afternoon.
Yeah, they've really pushed bodies forward as well, haven't they, in the second half, and they've always looked vulnerable to the counter-attack because they were committing so many players forward. They had to.
Yeah, and there's a lot to admire about this Dundee United side. Haven't watched an awful lot of them, but on this day's performance, they will be kind of scratching their head.
Here's another opportunity for them. The shot from Chevet is blocked at the edge of the area as the Croatian let fly. Here come Rangers now. It's just end to end. Miovski was blocked off as he tried to get on the end of the pass. Danny Rule down in the technical area is living every moment, shuttling from side to side of his technical area, hood up, trying to protect him from the driving rain.
Yeah, is this game over? I don't think it is, though. Well, I still think there's a bit of life in this.
Yeah, they need 2 goals, Dundee United.
You
the ball played up to Fata, left side of the box, looks to jink his way in. Giga stays where he is and stops him effectively. Rolls it forward towards Chermiti, gets there before Sapsford. Lovely feet from Chermiti as he turns on the style late on at Ibrox.
Yeah, it was a lovely bit of skill, but I wouldn't be showboating at this time because I still get 3-4 minutes to see out. And United, I'm not sure who that was. Who was it? That with the strike, Rob? It was a wonderful block from Suter. Was it Chevet? I'll tell you what. Be interested to see if Suter hadn't got that block in where that ball was going, because I thought it was going into the back of the net.
Plenty of Premiership goals around today, certainly goals flying in the 4 games, and 6 of them here at Ibrox. Camera under pressure, robbed by Chermiti. Good save, Dave Richards, straight at him. Now Tavernier, and he couldn't keep the shot down. It flies high and wide.
It's a wonderful opportunity again for Chermiti. He's been excellent in the second half. He hasn't scored a goal. Again, bearing down in goal. You're just looking for a little bit more quality. Again, he strikes it pretty well, but again, it's right down the keeper's throat. He's just got to find a little bit more of an angle, even a little bit more kind of lift on the ball. So that's a couple of strikes that he's had at the keeper, and he's had that wonderful chance that he should have just clipped over the keeper. So, but he certainly had an impact. But you'd like to see him get his goal this afternoon.
We'll find out shortly how much time is going to be added on. 5 minutes added to the 90. Camera driving forward for United. Left it goes to Ferry. Deflected into the penalty box. Cleared. Good challenge by Chevet to win it against Miovski, but the ball breaks Magoma's way and he fires it forward, looking for Gassama. It's JD Gassama who spins around 25 yards out, thought about the shot, onto his right foot, and when he did take the shot on, it was Ferry who threw his body in the way to make sure it wasn't going to fly past Richards.
It's brilliant defending from Ferry. He's been excellent this afternoon. Took a little bit of sore one there. Just Rangers, I think they would just like to keep it in that corner. I think they'll be absolutely delighted to take this 4-2 win. They've been so much better in the second half, but they've got to be better in this running. If they're going to take the title, the levels have certainly got to be up there a little bit more, certainly than what they were in that first half, because the first half for the most part was so poor from Rangers.
Mikey Moore looking to switch the ball across to James Tavernier. Again, it's Ferry with the interception, but he was always struggling to keep the ball in. I think he maybe did keep it alive. Conor Barron gets it away for Rangers, and it's fired forward by Korestes for Dundee United, who look as if they're just a bit on their knees. Some of those players out there who've poured so much into this and are going to get nothing out of it in the end, in stoppage time, and Rangers heading towards the top of the league. Have nearly added 2 minutes to the 90 so far. Butland plays it out to Tavernier on the right hand side, forward towards Miovski, cut out by Graham. Ross Graham, who was so close to making it 3 goals each. Stevenson powering down the right, still going, still giving it plenty. Dundee United, as the ball goes out on the far side, it's going to be a Rangers throw, and Rangers are almost there.
Yeah, It's been a hell of a game of football, this. If you're a Rangers supporter here this afternoon, it's been heart and mouth at times, but that's down to how well Dundee United have been. They've been excellent. You know, at times in this second half they've had to sit in a little bit more, but they've hit on the break really well. I think Jim Goodwin, you know, he'll probably not admit it, inside I think he'll be happy the way his team has performed here this afternoon, but also gutted, you know, that they're going to come away with absolutely nothing. It's been a game that I think the Rangers players will learn a lot from, because there's moments you need to dig in. It's not going your way, and at times, you know, you've got to get those fans behind you, because the fans went quiet for a period in the second half and they looked a little bit vulnerable, but they found a way, and at the end of the day for Rangers, that's the most important thing. You can look at, you know, the display, you could point the finger here and there, but at this stage it's about winning games of football, isn't it?
There's going to be some noise at 95 minutes when the final whistle goes here. It's 3-0 Hibs against Kilmarnock. Ante Shuto has got goal number 3 for David Gray's team, so that is some scoreline. It's a big blow for Kilmarnock, it's a big win for Hibs. Falkirk still winning at Motherwell, and Rangers have just about got the job done here against Dundee United. We've nearly added 4 minutes, 1 to go. Free kick for Dundee United, but this game has gone for them, and Rangers are going to make it unbeaten in 15 league games since losing at Tynecastle, their only Premiership defeat under the control of Danny Rule. It's been some run, and it's a run that's about to take them to the top of the Premiership.
It's incredible, Rob. You think when Danny Rule came in October, was it 13 points behind?
Yep.
Now they're going to go top of the table tonight, if it stays this way, which it looks like.
Chevet with a shot from range for Dundee United, blocked, spinning out towards the touchline on the far side. Just about 15 seconds left of the 5 minutes. Maswanise has scored for Motherwell. 3-2 Falkirk, as Camara tries a right foot volley from 25 yards out here, and it flies just wide of target. That is 95 minutes. That is full time. Rangers go to the top of the Premiership with 6 games to go. Hearts are at Livingston tomorrow. Celtic are at Dens Park. But it's Danny Rule's team on goal difference who go above Hearts, courtesy of a pretty incredible win this against Dundee United. It was quite a game when Rangers were 2 up against a strong United performance. 2-1 at half-time, then 3-1. Surely there wasn't going to be a comeback. Sapsford scored, Graham hit the post, and Rangers finally sealed it when Bojan Mijovski scored with a deflected left footer. Real plaudits for Dundee United in terms of the way they performed, but it's Rangers who get the result they needed. They keep up their momentum, and they are top of the league overnight, with Hearts and Celtic to play tomorrow. Final score, Rangers 4, Dundee United 2.